Hi, this is Little Dwarf playing games while rambling incoherently into a microphone. Why? Just because I can, and I continue with Kingdom Come Deliverance, Blind. Now, last time, despite planning on... despite planning on going to Uzhitz to deal with the Archbishop's Vicar, who has been sent to ascertain rumors of heresy in the land, I've been entirely sidetracked by one of the treasure maps, but it was pretty fun. Like, I did enjoy that treasure hunt, so it's not like it was time lost, but either way, I have to go back now. Well, back. I never got to Uzhitz in the first place, but what I meant is, you know, I do need to go to Uzhitz eventually, and that eventually is right now. And now I'm right here. How come I never discovered this? Oh. Okay, I was... I guess it was like underneath one of the stones in the lake. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's where I could buy a roan for Lady Stephanie of Talmberg, but I'm not going to do that now because obviously once I buy it, I will probably be tasked with bringing it back to Talmberg, and it's not exactly like it's not exactly super close.
Stop him, someone! Thief! Thief! Yeah! Thief! Thief!
Okay, I think that's a literal bandit. It is.
Yeah! You call that combat? Had enough? Yeah, you got me. Come now. We don't have to get all worked up on account of a scrap of cloth, do we?
No excuses. Hand it over.
Here.
You got the thrashing you deserved. I hope you've learned your lesson.
I'll amend my life from the very foundations. Believe me.
Well, I don't really believe you, but
You really let him go? Just like that? And did you get the loot back?
I did. I have it here.
Thank you. That thieving magpie. You can't trust anyone these days. And just so you know, I'm no pinch purse. Here's a small reward.
Thanks.
okay, that's kind of
Put that weapon
cool.
away before a guard sees you. It'll get you into trouble.
That's kind of cool that, you know, there are thieves other than the player,
Yeah.
and you can actually thwart them. I would imagine the vicar would probably be at church, right? That's a place where one would think such a person would be.
God save you. Goodbye.
Okay, he has Siamese guards. Good to know.
What do you want here, lad?
God save, Monsignor. My name's Henry, and I've been sent by Sir Hanish of Lipa.
Sir Hanish, And why is he sending you?
I'm to assist you in your search.
Oh, I see. How considerate of him. Well, you've come at the right time. I need someone who'll go unnoticed among the locals. I'm sure Sir Hanish told you what I'm doing here.
He said you're looking for heretics?
Exactly. I'm seeking out the sores that inflict the body of the church. The rash of heretics. Valdensians. Dangerous heretics, one and all.
Who are these Valdensians? I've never heard of them.
Really? Then you've either not been paying attention in church, or the parish priest in Ratai is too idle to read out the bishop's missive to the congregation. Both possibilities are equally disturbing, but I'll allow you the benefit of the doubt and assume it's the latter. But to answer your question, it's a heretical sect.
I gathered that much. But what form does the heresy take?
Look, boy, I don't have time right now to embark on theological disputation. Besides which, it's not something you need concern yourself with. Suffice it to say, they are heretics.
Very well, Monsignor.
Okay, but that makes no sense, because how am I supposed to root out heresy if I don't know what heresy is? Like, if I don't know what kind of heresy they are committing, how would I be able to spot it? It's not like they are going to walk around with giant flashing signs saying that they are heretics. I would have to notice something in their behavior or like the doctrine that they preach that is specifically heretical, and to do that I would have to know first what kind of heresy is that they preach.
How did you conclude there are heretics here?
We caught one in Gutenberg. He confessed to everything, including meeting up with others in Uzhitz a few times.
And that was all he told you?
By the end, all his strength had left him, so he couldn't even put together a list.
Strength has left him. I'm not going... I do expect they put him to torture, but I'm not going to question that, because obviously he's going to take exception. Like I imagine he would be offended if I questioned his methods. I will question them in private for now.
I see.
I'm pleased to hear it.
Are there any suspects?
Everyone is a suspect. You can be sure of that. But I'll know more after I finish the interrogations.
Well, I'm not from Uzhitz exactly, so I don't know how well they'll accept me.
That's good, because the last thing I need is one of these local good-for-nothings. I can't trust a single one of them. And they don't trust me either. But you're an ordinary lad with a likable face. if a bit simple-looking. You'll have a much better chance of learning their secrets.
You flatter me, Monsignor. Very well, then. How can I help you, then?
Excellent. Let's get right to the point, Henry. I know how to get to where the heretics congregate.
And what's stopping you from going there, sir?
That is to say, I know in theory. The crux of the matter is this. We caught a heretic in Kudenberg who told us of the heretics in Uzhitz. Regrettably, by the time he got around to describing their meeting place, he was already raving and hardly coherent.
I see. So do you know where they meet up, or don't you?
Possibly. His account was confused, to say the least. I have a record somewhere here. Can you read, boy?
I can, actually. But I'm not sure how he will react to that. Does he expect me to be a simpleton?
Naturally, Father. Otherwise, Sir Hanush wouldn't have sent me.
I see. It's a good thing at least the servants of the nobility are getting a suitable education. Some of their own offspring can hardly write their own names. Here's the record of the interrogation. From what I can make out, his description of the route starts at the local tavern. Once you've found something out, come back and see me.
I'll do my best, Father.
I'll get working on it, sir.
God be with you, my son.
Okay, find the Valdensian congregation. Do you have something to say about the vicar's visit?
See you later.
Apparently not. So it starts at the local tavern, you say? Which is not far from here. A record of the interrogation of the heretic Peter of Heretic. This account was written down by Master Borislav the scribe, scribe to the Archbishop, recording the testimony given by the questioned heretic, whereby the interrogation was conducted by the Very Reverend Jan of Osek, Monsignor and Vicar to the Archbishop, and the lawful rite of torture was carried out by the town executioner, Francis, called Shanks, in the town jail, according to the resolution of the town council. At first, the captive heretic, one Peter of Heretic, did refuse to give testimony, whereupon the executioner was instructed to encourage him to do so by performance of arts. Let it be stated that the interrogated Peter of Heretic did long resist the executioner's persuasions. However, he did finally respond to a query as to the place of assembly of the other heretics known to him, that they did meet in the township of Uzhitz. When the vicar then asked the prisoner to elaborate, that is, who they were and in what house they assembled, Peter of Heretic again fell into silence. The executioner was again obliged to exercise his persuasive art, which in due course the vicar ordered him to desist, for the prisoner was greatly fatigued, whereupon he did suddenly find his voice, and began to respond at length to the repeated query as to where he met with the other heretics. The vicar thereupon decreed that the testimony of the prisoner be written down verbatim. May the Lord forgive me for hearing these heretical speeches, which by my duty to the Holy Mother Church I am bound to set down in writing to this day. Thus spoke the heretic. I began my pilgrimage in Uzhitz, a den of iniquity, where the people were drinking and fornicating, so I left that corrupt place at once. And at once I saw another abomination, the temple of the bride of the Antichrist, with the proud Babylonian tower. I went past it quickly towards the rising sun. Okay, so the temple of the bride of the Antichrist, now with the proud Babylonian tower. So I don't know anything about the Valdensians specifically. I don't know that sect from history. So I don't know what they believed, but I do know that, for example, in the Apocalypse, as in the biblical apocalypse, it is actually said that, who are those people? That's the Vicar and his guards. It is actually said that, when the Antichrist comes, in the last days, he will actually corrupt, the church itself. So that's what I mean it refers to, because they are heretics, so by that I assume they don't like the Catholic Church. So the bride of the Antichrist would be the church, and the proud tower would be the tower of the church. So he said he left it and went towards the rising sun, so basically towards the east, right? So, but wait, that makes no sense whatsoever, because well, I guess maybe it does, because he was originally at the tavern, which is already aligned sort of, because east would be this way, I think. Let's read further. Bride of the Antichrist, Temple of the Bride of the Antichrist, with the proud Babylonian tower. I went past it quickly towards the rising sun. When I left the village, I came upon a crossroads and did not know which way to go, so I fell on my knees and prayed, and my prayer was heard, for the finger of Christ rose from the ground to show the right path. On I went through this sinful land, and suddenly I heard the sound of 1,000-headed crowd at work, and I saw their queen in their towers. I journeyed further on, and all at once there rose from the ground the jaws of the behemoth, and his broken teeth jutted up to the heavens like the tombstones of the Moabites. So I went through the mouth of the beast, and by the road I saw the abode of the apostles, Peter and Andrew. I was hungry, so I took the fruits of their labors and filled my belly. And then I left their house, and saw two widows weeping and keening. I wept with them, and so they let me sleep in their shadows. Okay, I have no idea what's going on in this testimony. I will not read it entirely because I'm going to forget parts. I'm going to go part by part. So left the village towards the east, and there's supposed to be a crossroad, and then the finger of Christ apparently rose from the ground to show the right path. So if I were to But that doesn't make that much sense, I think, to go this way. Like this is east, going this way. But which crossroads would he even refer to? I'm not entirely sure, really. And well, I guess they could be, because I imagine they don't congregate like in the middle of of like a field. It's probably somewhere in a forest, or in like a secluded location. So I'm not sure how would that help me. But the rising sun, like, it has to be east, right? The sun literally does rise in the east, so I just don't know which crossroads he means. Although, wait a second. Because the book mentions the finger of Christ showing the road, right? Finger of Christ rose from the ground, so I will continue on the path east from the town, and what I just now assumed it might be is like one of those shrines, because you know it should have a holy figure inside, and maybe it's like pointing to a particular direction. And sure enough, there is a shrine right here, which but there is no holy figure specifically. So I'm currently over here. Jaws of the Behemoth. I went further along the edge of the world and saw the ribs of the great Leviathan washed up by the sea. Then I saw 2 bridges over the river Jordan, and the devil tempted me and tried to lure me to the one on the right, but I saw through his deception and went against his will. And then finally I saw it, the gateway to the Garden of Paradise, abundant with foliage. It was guarded by men of straw, but then they saw I was a good Christian and let me enter the ring. These were the last words uttered by the heretic Peter of Heretic, for he did then breathe his last. The Vicar did then state that his death was surely the work of Lucifer to silence his tongue before the ears of the servants of God. The executioner thereupon took umbrage and made conceited objections, for which his wage was cut by 3 groschen, and he was admonished not to repeat such remarks, especially in the presence of the servant of the Holy Mother Church. The body of the heretic was buried outside the cemetery, as befits, so that it would not corrupt hallowed ground. Thereby the case of heretic Peter of Heretic was brought to a close in accordance with the ecclesiastical law. Okay, so the 2 bridges over River Jordan. There is a river, but to my knowledge, there are no bridges on it. At least, judging by this map, I'm not exactly sure. What could be a 1,000-headed crowd at work? I saw their queen and their towers. I don't know which way the shrine points to. Like, if I were to make a guess, I would say it points more left than it does right, because it's like slightly bent in this direction. So let's go on this road and try to look for something that looks like towers. So some towering structure. I'm not quite sure what the... Oh! Maybe it's because it says here... it says... I heard the sound of a 1,000-headed crowd at work. I saw their queen. So that would be the bee queen. And you know, the sound was like the bees buzzing around. And I guess the towers would be the beehives themselves. So I think I am actually on the right path. I am somewhat emboldened by this. So what's next? I journeyed further on, and then rose from the ground the jaws of the behemoth. I saw the abode of Apostles Peter and Andrew. I was hungry, so I took the fruits of their labor. Okay, I have no idea what that means. If I remembered more about my apostle lore, then maybe that would have been helpful, but as is... interesting place. What's so interesting about it? Jaws of the Behemoth. Now, what would that be? I saw two widows weeping and kinning. So maybe that could be like a weeping willow or something. Two willows, because it says there that they let him sleep in their shadow. Which, you know, shadow of the trees. It would kind of make sense potentially.
God be with you.
Do you know anything about local brawlers?
Why do you ask?
I like a good punch up myself, so I'm keen on meeting like-minded fellows.
Then you're in luck, because I'm in charge of all the fights here. You want to join in right now, or have you any questions?
Oh, no, I don't want to join right now, because I'm actually kind of in the middle of something. But I don't know, like, the last point I was kind of certain, well, certain. I was vaguely certain. If you can be vaguely certain, that's somewhat of an oxymoron. But, no, I thought I knew what I was doing back with the beehives, right? Which is over here, but after that, he mentioned at the very end, he mentions like guardians of straw, which could be like scarecrows, or like those, how is it called in English, where they gather the straw from the field and like they tie it together. And also there's something about bridges. But the thing is, I don't think there are any bridges around here. Two widows weeping and killing. They let me sleep in their shadow. In their shadow. Rose from the ground the jaws of the behemoth. Okay, so let's continue from here, because those were the beehives, which I'm still at least a little bit certain of. Jaws of the behemoth. Wait, maybe it's actually this. You know, with enough poetic license, you could say a doorway is like a jaw, like a mouth, because it eats you, you know? It swallows you as you go inside. So if we take that assumption, and I go forward from here, because the road heading into the forest kind of makes sense to me, because if I were a heretic, I wouldn't congregate in an open field. Wait, there were supposed to be 2 bridges, which actually there are right now. 2 bridges. The devil tempted me to lure me to the one on the right, but I saw through his deception and went against his will. So he went left, and then there are supposed to be, but to be honest, they all link together afterwards. So I'm not exactly sure whether that actually changed anything. But there's supposed to be guardians of straw, which maybe those would be this. So like in the middle. Yeah, as much as it's atmospheric to go hunting heretics in the night, it's kind of problematic, I feel like. So I can barely see what I'm doing. What did he say? Oh, there's something over here. Woodland garden. Okay, that's not exactly a heretic meeting place, but it is something. What did he say at the end there? After the bridge. The gateway to the garden of paradise, abundant with foliage. So wait, maybe it is the garden, because abundant with foliage, that would kind of check out, I think. So I'm currently over here. Okay, I'm not sure whether any of my assumptions, other than, I guess, the beehives, are even correct. That's kind of what bothers me. I think I might go back to to the woodcutter camp and sleep until the morning, because obviously it's very difficult to navigate in the dark. Okay, that's a dead dog. How tired am I? Kind of. To be honest, even if I would wait until the morning, it's not that bad. So I might just read a book. Saddle sores? Riding, you're doing it wrong. Your lower back must move fluidly with the horse's movements. You mustn't wipe your arse with the saddle. Okay, I've improved my horsemanship. And I guess it's already pretty bright. So... I think I will go back to the beehives. Like, this is kind of promising, I feel like. But I'm not exactly sure about the behemoth part, to be honest. Like, jaws of the behemoth, that could be anything. Like, I was thinking more along the lines of like some bones or something, but you know, but I guess there wouldn't be bones jutting out on the ground to such an extent that they would resemble a jaw. Okay, let's transfer the flowers onto my horse before like, I'm not sure. Those could be the straw guardians, but you know, I'm thinking more along the lines of like either literal strawmen, as in scarecrows or something, or at least those bound together bundles of straw, because they look kind of human-like if you're really you know what, if you're really sort of generous. Wait, where was the bridge?
Yeah.
Okay, it was right here. But I guess I didn't find the willows, which I do think surely the two whipping thingamajigs that let you sleep in their shadow must be willows, right? Weeping willows, because you couldn't sleep in the shadow of a person. He left their house and saw two widows weeping and keening, wept with them. Yeah, I don't quite know what's going on, but
Yeah.
Let me go back to the... Actually, where does this road take its beginning? Right here. Okay, so I'm currently somewhere over here. Now, a very prominent weeping willow is right here, but that's only one.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't know what would be the teeth of the Leviathan.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, wait, I guess there are two. That's one. And that's the other.
Yeah.
Okay, and there is some straw over here. There's also a path, which is very promising.
It seems I found it.
How can you know that? There isn't anything particularly distinct about this meadow. There's a log for sitting. A wooden cross. Okay.
A cross, nicely carved. Someone in the village might recognize it.
Okay, and there's like an altar, I guess? With a candle? Find out who owns the cross from the assembly place. Okay, am I supposed to just go around and ask everyone? Okay, let me summon my horse and ride back into town. Wait, where even am I? At this point. I'm once again lost, which is actually kind of impressive when you consider... Okay, it must be over here, I think. When you consider how close I was to the town, it's actually pretty impressive to get lost so quickly. If failure could be impressive, at least.
Yeah.
I don't see the buildings
Yeah.
in any direction.
Yeah. Yeah.
What in the... What have we here? God preserve you, good knight. Can I do something for you?
I'm looking for the owner of this cross. Do you happen to know whose it is?
No, I don't. But why not ask the priest? He blesses all the crosses in the village.
Thanks. I'll ask him.
God bless.
Jesus Christ be praised.
I'm looking for the owner of this cross. Do you happen to know whose it is?
No, I don't. But why not ask the priest? He blesses all the crosses in the village.
Thanks. I'll ask him.
Okay.
Lord watch over.
To be honest, it wouldn't surprise me that much if Father Godwin himself was a heretic. Like, he seems to have a rather loose affiliation with the actual Catholic Church. Like, he's not exactly reverent towards towards church authorities. But where is he? Is a better question. I guess he might be still asleep. So it's pretty early. I might sleep a couple of hours myself, to be honest, because I am pretty tired. Like, I'm almost at the threshold where it actually affects my skills, because it's like under 50 energy. Okay, so I've woken up somewhere in the fields because of my Somnambulant perk, but I'm not that far from town, so it shouldn't be too big of a problem. Okay, that's the Vicar. Wait, did they like imprison Father Godwin? Because his place is all trashed, and obviously the guards are looking through it. So is he like suspected of being a heretic? Which, as I said, wouldn't surprise me that much. He seems to have a very loose interpretation of what his association with the church is supposed to be like. Where is he though?
God be with you. Take care now.
Like, do I have to talk straight to the Vicar? I would prefer to talk to Father Godwin, but where is he? And if he was really imprisoned by the Vicar on being suspected of heresy, wouldn't the people of the town tell me? You know, it's actually quite an event to have your priest imprisoned and suspected of heresy. Okay, there's a bunch of cobwebs in a chest, which is, I would say, pretty weird. It doesn't exactly help me to find Godwin, but there is another chest I can train on. Okay, that's quite a bit of stuff, but I'm not going to actually steal it. I was doing the lockpicking for the art. Oh, I guess he might be at the tavern as well. No, a tavern would probably be the place in which he would be pretty interested. Where's he? He's here. Ask Father Godwin. Supposedly he's in front of the church. Wait a second. Was he there the whole time? And I just didn't notice him? That's pretty weird.
Good day to you.
The village folk said you consecrate the crosses they keep at home.
Indeed I do. Why do you ask, Hal?
I was just wondering if you could remember who owns this one.
I could, but I might not want to tell you.
Why?
People said they saw you talking with a vicar. They're afraid that Sir Hanush sent you here to help him.
Not really. Like, I was sent here specifically to help him find nothing, which, in all honesty, is the exact opposite of what it really means to help someone.
That's not how it is.
And how is it?
Sir Hanush sent me to find out what he wants, and to get him out of here if possible.
Well, then we share the same interest. But I'd still prefer it to end with nobody burned at the stake.
Well, you and me both.
That's good to hear. Where did you find the cross?
Let's do a deal. I'll tell you where I found it, and you tell me whose it is.
Very well. Tell me.
I found it in the woods. It looked like people met there. There were other things, candles, a cloth, and so on.
Damn it. That really does seem like...
That the vicar is right to be looking here. It surprised me, too. So whose is it?
The cross is definitely the Bauer's, I remember that. But that just can't be. I can't believe it. If they really are heretics, though...
What do you want to do?
I don't know. But I'll do anything in my power to prevent a heretic witch hunt taking hold here.
Yeah, obviously, obviously the issue of heresy, first of all, is very different nowadays, but is also because the Catholic Church itself has gotten much more tolerant of different interpretations of even of its own religion, and also there's a lot of ecumenical inter-religious dialogue nowadays. But the issue of heresy is like doubly different for me, because obviously I don't care. Like, I'm not a religious person. You could say I'm a heretic myself, if only not for the fact that I don't actually believe in any religion. So, like, I do believe to be a heretic, you have to, because the word heresy literally, like, it stems etymologically from like choosing a different path. So you have to, it's a splinter of some belief, but there is still some core belief in there. You're a heretic because you believe something different than the official doctrine. But I don't think you can be a heretic by being an atheist. So to me, like, all those points are equally valid in being invalid. Or all religions are nonsense to me. So, I would much rather nobody be burnt at the stake, because that's such a stupid reason to be killing people. If there even is a good reason to be killing people, which, that's a discussion for a different time, perhaps.
I see. It wouldn't make Sir Hanush too happy either.
My thoughts exactly. But the question still remains what to do about it. The Vicar won't give up till he's found what he wants. You know what, boy? Before we do anything else, we ought to make sure whether there really are heretics here.
What do you propose?
That's simple. Listen to how they say their prayers.
But how can I listen to their private prayers? I don't suppose they'll be praying that way in the church.
Certainly not. In the church, they'd pray the usual way. But at home, it's a different matter entirely. I know they meet at the farm in the evening with all the domestics. They'll surely be praying then.
All right, but how can I listen in?
I don't know. Crouch beneath the window? Climb up in the loft? That way you'll be sure to hear everything said in the main room.
And the cross? Did you consecrate that for the Bauers themselves?
No. It belonged to the family who lived on the farm before them. That was quite a sad story.
Where did those Bauer folk come from?
I don't really know. I've never spoken to them much, but they've not been here long, only 2 or 3 years.
What do you know about the Bauers?
When I think about it now, they're a little peculiar.
What do you mean?
Well, they do rather keep themselves to themselves. They attend Mass, true enough. They leave the moment it's over. And I've never seen them at a dance or a celebration of any kind. But on the other hand, they give more alms to the needy in the village than anyone. I can't deny them that.
Right, I'll get on with it.
Good luck, then.
Sneak onto the Bauer property and eavesdrop on their evening prayer. And where would that property be? Right here, which is quite a way away. I won't report to the Vicar yet, because I would prefer to have like the full view of the situation before he starts, putting up any stakes or like anything. Okay, so I need to go to the main square, kind of.
Yeah.
Where even am I? On a crossroads with a bridge. What? Over here? That makes no sense though. No, that's right in the middle of Uzhitz. That's the big bridge that separates the two parts. Where am I?
Yeah. Yeah.
So am I over here or over here? I think this is more appropriate because I'm pretty far away from the stables, I think.
Yeah.
Where am I? Those are the stables.
Yeah.
So maybe I am over here. Damn it, I didn't.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I think I'm over here. So I should have to turn like left on.
Yeah.
Wait. Left on the previous one. So right
Yeah.
from over here.
Yeah.
Like right all the way across.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the correct place. I think I should take off most of my armor, right? Because it's going to make me pretty noisy. Okay, he said to wait until the evening prayers, right? So where would that be? Like, I assume after dusk, right? You would say the prayers, or before bed maybe, which would be later. Eavesdrop under evening prayers. Okay, it's better to be early than late, right? Because if I'm late, then that's it. Although, is it? Like, I guess they are praying every night, right? So, as long as they don't see me, I guess I could retry again the next night or something. Yeah, there's totally nothing suspicious about me being here. Nothing suspicious about this garishly colored horse, war horse. Right next to your house. That's surely just a regular occurrence. Oh, I don't even have boots anymore because my regular boots are combined with my leg armor. Those are plate like greaves. Okay, that's kind of silly, but in a way, maybe it's better. So obviously, it's much easier to sneak barefoot. Yeah, it's for the Inquring. But make no sense. I'm afraid to skip time. Yes, I know where even evening is. Going to sleep.
Ah, I could try listening from here.
Okay, I can just wait. Okay, that's very nice of the game to provide this option to wait exactly to the time that is needed. I appreciate that.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Bless us, O Lord, and these thy gifts which we are bound to receive from thy bounty. Through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Amen. They took old Wenzel to the presbytery today. His farm is nearby. It's only a matter of time before...
Before they come for me. I know.
And what are we going to do about it? That vicar is baying for blood, the beast. He will devour you alive.
I do not intend to do anything about it. I shall not waver from my faith, nor turn my back on it.
My dear, what on earth are you saying?
If they come for me, I will go quietly. And I will not lie.
Are you serious? Don't you know what they'll do to you?
I can well imagine. But I am resolved.
The Lord have mercy.
Do not fear. I surrender to God's will. And I do not condemn you if you decide to leave.
I'll stay by your side, although I'd rather that you decided otherwise.
I know. And you have no fear, my brothers in Christ. Stay true to God's plan, as I shall. Go and spread the true faith amongst all good folk.
I'm sorry, I wish there was another way.
You should eat your supper and depart right away. Who knows? You may come for us at dawn.
Okay, talk to Father Godwin. If I can even make it back to Uzhitz, if I find the way. Which, I wouldn't rule it out that I won't, because I'm pretty bad at this whole pathfinding business.
I'm glad to see you.
So, I went to check on the Bauer farm, and I don't have good news.
Do tell.
They most certainly are heretics, at least as far as I can tell.
Are you sure? What did you hear?
Well, for a start, the evening prayers were led by a woman.
That is certainly unusual, but nothing conclusive in itself.
That's not all. They're afraid the Vicar will be coming after them.
Who wouldn't fear that? That swine finds fault with everyone.
Well, it's not like you'd have to try too hard. Mrs. Bauer plans to confess everything.
Confess what, exactly?
Most likely her faith. The people of the farm were trying to discourage that, but her mind's made up.
Oh, good lord, that's all I need. What am I to do?
Well, if she... Like, it's not like I can force her to change her mind. If I would, that would be coercion in itself. But I would like to help them. Like, maybe I can persuade them it's not, like, such a great idea to just throw your life away.
I don't know, but we have to help them.
You're quite right. You have to talk them out of it, Hal. You must convince them to run.
Convince them? That's easy for you to say. You haven't heard her talking.
I'm sure you'll find a way. You have to try at least. For their own good and for yours, Hal.
You're right. Someone has to help them.
I'm glad you see it that way. Now hurry. You never know when the Vicar might come for them. Take care.
So am I supposed to go back to their... Yeah. That's a bit inconvenient. Because it's pretty late and dark, and I had some trouble finding that place even the first time I went there. I am right here. So I should go right, but I will do that next time because this episode has been long enough. So I'm going to save and end it for now. That's all for this one, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.